One of the most stressful times for planners is moving into a new planner. What if I forget something? Where is my favorite pen? I can't find the sticky notes! Hey everyone, welcome to Runs on Espresso. I'm Jenna, and today we are moving into my new planner. In today's video, I'm going to be switching out my Erin Condren Daily Duo to the Compact Vertical Weekly. Setting up a new planner can be both exciting and stressful. It's exciting because you have a new, shiny object to covet, but stressful because there is so much to think about, to remember, and to try and figure out. As I said in the intro, today I am moving into my new Erin Condren Compact Vertical. And as I do so, I'm going to try and give you some tips and ideas about setting up and moving into your new planner. First, I want to think about why you got this planner. What is it that you want to track? What do you need to track? It might be helpful to grab a piece of paper and just jot down a few of your ideas. For me, the top things I'm going to be tracking are birthdays, appointments, holidays, vacations, Diamondbacks or Coyotes game depending on the season, and probably a few other things along the way. Once you have an idea of what you want to track and what you need to track, pull out your current planner, if you have one, and take a moment to flip through it. I pretty much know what I'm going to be tracking, but I'm going to walk through my current Daily Duo just to give you an idea of maybe what you want to look for, things you might want to note that you had previously planned, or maybe a planning style that you liked, maybe something that worked for you, didn't work for you. If you don't have a current planner, that's okay. This just wouldn't be applicable to you. So when we first open up, I come to my 6 boxes here. And what I did with these in the Daily Duo was future plan. So this part of the Daily Duo is January through June, and everything over here is things that I know are coming up for July through December. So I'm going to make sure that I have this page handy when I set up my new planner. This page, I have some future days off, vacation days, vacation time listed out that I would like to have. So again, take this with me. This sticky note lists out our Diamondbacks games for July through September. I know these 2 pages are ones that I'm going to pull out, so let me do that right now. And I'm going to set them aside with my other planner. If you don't have rings like I do, you could use something like a little page marker or even just a paper clip to mark things that you want to move forward to your new planner. Flipping ahead, we'll start with our monthly spread. I have been doing the same general monthly spread for years, so I'm pretty much going to keep this spread going into my new planner. This, for the last 6 months, I've been using as kind of like a running to-do list and jotting down different things that I remember that I have to do. And I'm probably going to do that going forward as well. This little section of the dashboard, I always put my Chrissy-Ann Design Celebration monthly stickers. Now these other 3 boxes I sometimes switch up depending on how I feel that month. This is just kind of a running to-do list, maybe more immediate than the ones over here. Then I list out the books that I read that month, And in January, I was doing a winter reading challenge, so I set up a little log to make sure that I read and logged on those days. Then we get into our daily spreads. Probably not going to worry about these too much because I'm going from a daily to a weekly. My little weekly notes page that I have, I've switched it up over the past 6 months, actually the past year, with different things. But some of the stuff that I plan to carry through would be meal planning. Probably not habit trackers because I do those in my Moxie life. Not much here that I'm going to carry forward. Let's flip ahead to February. See, pretty much same thing. Running to-do list, important to-dos, books read, still tracking for the winter reading. In March, as you can see, we got a little bit more going on here. We got some appointments. I started tracking my Club Moxie trainings so that I wouldn't forget them. And just a little note of an Amazon credit expiring. Dashboard, pretty much the same. This is a little bit different. I just did some additional reminders down here. April, I tossed in some budgets. That wasn't really working for me, so I didn't do that, carrying it forward. I used the box down here for Allie Edwards' Day in the Life. It was photos for different colors. Each color, I marked it off as I took those photos that day. Flipping ahead to May, for my monthly spread, I did start adding something new. I started putting in a note for any kind of annual subscription, quarterly subscription that was coming due that month. Just another extra layer of a reminder. They are all put on a credit card, which I pay off, at the billing cycle. So it's not a huge deal. But when you open your bill up and you're like, oh my God, why am I being charged $139? I didn't spend that much. And then you go, oh yeah, it was my renewal. And dashboard, pretty much the same. I ended up not using the space because I didn't have anything to put there. Going ahead to June, I highlighted some things that I have to do this month. And I have not set up my to-do list yet. I did make a printable of our new summer reading program where you color a book every 50 points. I also made a little tracker down here for the summer reading program so I can mark off that I read and that I logged that day. And I made a spot for the books that I finished. And then I have my kind of, I have to do this month thing and additional to-dos that I also have to do this month. You saw on here, I've got set those doctor's appointments. I've got doctor appointments over here. Multiple spots so that I really remember those things. We are done with our current planner for now, so we are going to set this aside. We're going to just take a look and see if there's anything new in our planner. There's probably not going to be much difference between this one and my old one, but if you've switched from, let's say an Erin Condren to a happy planner, or a happy planner to a passion planner, you may have some different things, and you may want to flip through it and kind of figure out how you might use some of those different sections. Let's take a look at the compact vertical. These pages I don't use, but I know some people will put little date covers on here, color code them for school breaks, garbage, bulk pickup, appointments, vacations, holidays, other items like that. So that might be something you want to think about if you have a layout like this. And then we have our 12 boxes. Now in the Daily Duo, you got 6 boxes per set. So you got 6 boxes in your January through June and 6 boxes in your July through December. As you saw earlier, I used those 6 for future dates, for what was coming in the next book or the next planner. This is July through June of next year. So this is a full 12 months. So I don't really need these to be my future planning. I don't know how I'm going to use these yet. I haven't really thought of any ideas. If I had some ideas, I might grab some Post-it notes and just make a note like, hey, this might be an idea for this box, or I could use these for X, Y, or Z. We have a notes page here. Then we have same monthly setup, same dashboard setup, and then we go into our weeks. I do think it is important to look through your new calendar, planner, whatever, before you actually start writing in it or moving in, just to kind of let yourself soak it in, maybe brainstorm, think of some ideas of how you might use it. Since I'm going from Erin Condren to Erin Condren, I know this is going to be pretty much the same for the monthly setups, the weeks, but what else is different is now in the back I have notes pages. The Daily Duo, there was a page between, this would be Sunday, a lined page, and then Monday. So I had note pages between the weeks, and now I'm back to having them at the end of the planner. I am not sure how I'm going to use them yet. I do have a few ideas, so I may, again, grab some Post-it notes, mark what I want to do with those pages. We have a Heritage and Awareness Observance, Let's Keep in Touch. I'm not going to use this page. I have previously used this for running races. I would put the name of the race, the distance, and then what my time was. Next, we have our future 2025. Man, that seems way out there, 2025. I haven't used these pages much because I don't normally plan that far out. Not much different for me to move into from the Daily Duo because it is all Erin Condren. As I said before, if you are changing planner brands, you may want to do that quick kind of like look through, see what different kind of options you have, what your different pages are, and go from there. Next, we are going to gather up all of our supplies. I'm going to make sure I have my perpetual calendar, my Google Calendar, and those pages that I pulled out of my other planner earlier. And if you have any kind of appointment cards, invites, grab all those, make sure you have them, and then we're going to start gathering our supplies. What do you need to set up your planner besides your planner, your important dates? For me, I like to have sticky notes. I like to have writing tools, usually a pencil and a pen at the minimum. I mostly use pen because I write on the sticky notes and then put the sticky notes in here. You may want a highlighter or a marker or a dot pen, any of those kind of tools that you know you're going to use for your planner. Other things you might want to grab would be stencils or a ruler. I'm going to keep my new Erin Condren stencil from the summer seasonal surprise box handy. You may also want to grab things like page markers or maybe page tabs and other things. For my ring agenda, I'm going to have some extra dividers and I have some inserts that I am going to put in here as well. Of course, You may have completely different tools that you want to use to set your planner up. These are just a few of the ideas and items that I use when setting up a planner and thought you might find them helpful. And what I like to do first is get these dates from here, put them on a sticky note, and put them in my planner. I prefer to use sticky notes over pencil. For me, it's easier if things change, get canceled, rescheduled. I can move the sticky note, or I can just take it off and toss it. Another great way to use the sticky notes is, let's go back to our notes page here. Let's say you had an idea that you wanted to track how many miles you run for the year, and you're not certain what you want it to look like. You could use sticky notes to kind of plan out or plot the layout of what you want to do. Like, can I fit 12 boxes this size on this page? How about circles? What about boxes this size? For me, sticky notes are just very versatile in planning. I use them all the time, and I am kind of a visual person. So before I commit something, I like to sketch it out, lay it out, and even if I lay it out with sticky notes, I still draw it out in pencil and make sure I still like what it looks like before going over it with like a marker or a highlighter. Once you have your planner set up, you want to make sure that you're going to use it and it's not going to waste. But how do you do that? So this is kind of our last step in our planner move-in. We are going to decide when we're going to use our planner. We're going to decide what day you're going to sit down and work on your weekly spreads and your monthly spreads. For me, I prefer to do my planning on Sundays. The Sunday before the next month, I will sit down, I will do my monthly spread, and I will do the upcoming week. Then each Sunday after that, I work on whatever week is upcoming. For each day, I will look at my planner in the morning when I get up. What do I have going on today? Do I have a work meeting that I have to remember? What workout am I doing? What are my plans for lunch? And then at lunchtime, I'll pull out my planner again. I'll go, oh yeah, I'm going to read, or oh yes, I'm going to write this content. And then again, when I get home or after I'm done working, I'll pull out my planner again. See, all right, I wanted to get X, Y, and Z done at lunch. I only got X and Y. So I'm going to work on Z a little bit. That is how I keep myself on track. Yours might be different. You may check your planner once in the morning and not again until you go to bed at night, because you don't need to look at it throughout the day to remember what you have to do. Planning when you're going to plan is really the only way to make it a routine and make sure that you use your planner. You have to make an effort to use your planner, or it's not going to happen. Planning is like any other habit or hobby. You have to actively work on it, or it's not going to happen. Let's set up July. So I have my sticky notes here. The first thing I do for the month is I put in my paydays. Got my paydays on there. I know I have Diamondback games, so we're gonna do D-backs. I don't know if there's anything else I want to put on this sticky note right now. I'm looking over my Google Calendar to see if there's any other kind of appointments or other things that I have set up already. No other kind of appointments or anything like that, so I'm gonna take this sticky note and we're going to put it in our sidebar here. And I'm going to grab this set of sticky notes and my tweezers just because it's easier. And I'm going to look for anything else that I want to put on the days. For example, I know July 4th is a holiday at work, and I'm planning to take July 3rd off. Since they're next to each other, they can go on the same little sticky tab. I have no other planned holiday or vacation in July, but we do have bulk pickup the week of 7/3. And because the bulk pickup starts on the 3rd, I'm going to put a note on the Sunday to put out bulk pickup. And perpetual calendar. In July, I have one birthday. I didn't even need to look in the perpetual calendar for that, but it's always helpful just to make sure. And I'm going to take another closer look at my Google Calendar to make sure there's not anything else that I want to put on here. I do have one annual subscription renewal on the 30th, so I'm going to put a sticker or a flag on the 30th. Here is everything I know I have for July. It's probably not going to change much because July is like 3 weeks away, but if anything else comes up from now until then, I'll put in a little sticky note. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of August through December for paydays, any Diamondback games we have, vacation, other items I have on here. And then as things come up, I will put in sticky notes wherever they need to go. And the last thing I'm going to do to set up my planner is put in some inserts. I have some Erin Condren dividers. I have wellness. I've got checklist. I also have some dot grid note pages, project planner inserts. I previously had some lined note pages, and I previously bought some of the productivity. So I'm going to do a mix of these. Here is what I have decided on. I'm going to go to the end of July and put all of my inserts between the months. I figured it was easier than, because I don't want to split my week. If I put them in here, then I have half the week there. I have to flip to see the other half of the week. I figured at the end of the month would be easiest. So I have my divider. The first thing I grabbed was the wellness inserts, and I grabbed 5 of them because there are 5 weeks in July. I have not figured out how I'm going to use these yet. They're new to me, but I will figure that out. And if you would like a video on that, be sure to hit that like or subscribe button so I know to do a follow-up video on the inserts. And another divider. And I pulled out matches on that side to the kind of July color scheme. I pulled out a matching project page, and then I'm just going to put my extra divider in there in case I decide I want to put some dot grid pages or lined pages, productivity pages behind that one. I'm ready to go. And a real quick recap of everything we did today. We thought about why we need a planner, what we want or need to track. We went through our current planner and thought about anything that worked, didn't work, pulled out important dates. We also reviewed our new planner for what sections they have, what might be different from your previous planner, and kind of started to think about how you might use those spaces. We grabbed our perpetual or our Google Calendar, we grabbed Post-its, our appointment cards, invites, all of those reoccurring and future dates. And we gathered up all of our supplies, sticky notes, writing tools, a stencil, page markers, and we started filling in all of the important dates and known events. Lastly, we decided when we're going to actually use our planner. When are we going to set it up for the month, for the week? And how are we going to incorporate it into our daily lives so we make sure that we're using it and getting everything we want done? I hope you found this video helpful, and until next time, I hope your planning and coffee are strong.